Hi everybody, we're back in the Family Eats kitchen and you're here with Vita today. I'm going to be making for you today my version of quick and easy mozzarella sticks. And I'm going to let you know everything that I've got here as far as supply list. Some I've pre-mixed ahead of time and the rest you can obtain completely from the Family Eats email, and it'll be scrolling across the screen as we go throughout the video today. Okay, so we're going to get started here, and I want you to make sure you have all of your supplies on hand before you get started, before you turn your oil on. So let's take a run through right here of what we've got before I get started. So there's going to be buttermilk, a couple eggs, some shredded Parmesan and Asiago from the butcher, a good supply of mozzarella sticks. For this recipe, I'm doing 10 mozzarella sticks, which are just your bag of string cheese. Works perfectly. Don't have to worry about perfect shapes or anything. It's all there for you. Your seasonings are going to be fresh ground pepper, ground oregano, paprika, onion powder, and garlic powder. Salt as well. So what I've pre-mixed for you already here is 1 cup of crushed corn flakes, a half a cup of sifted flour, all-purpose flour, and about 1/3 of a cup of cornstarch. And you're just going to mix that thoroughly, those 3 items together. The cornstarch is in there, if you're wondering why cornstarch. The cornstarch is in there for crunch. It'll keep your mozzarella sticks good and crunchy. And a mixture of the cornflakes and the flour keeps for a really very flavorful breading mix. So to this, you're going to add a few dashes of salt. I don't measure, but on the recipe card, it will be measured for you when you request it. Garlic powder, onion powder. Now these are usually about ½ teaspoon of each, except for the salt, of course. So a few dashes of salt, ½ teaspoon of garlic powder, ½ teaspoon of onion powder, a good teaspoon of paprika. That will give you flavor and color to your cheese sticks. Go with our oregano, and as usual, we're going to pour it in the palm of our hand and wake it up a little bit in your other container here that's going to be for your egg wash. There we are. And our black pepper. Okay. We're going to need some salt here for our egg wash. The buttermilk is used for adhesion of the breading mix, and it also is a good binder. I use about 1/3 of a cup. I use the buttermilk for fried chicken, anything I'm frying. Great for onion rings. Will really keep that all adhered to the onion. So go with that. And we're going to have 2 room temperature eggs. And you're just going to whisk those all together. And add a little bit of our Parmesan, shredded Parmesan and Asiago to our breading, and a little bit to our egg for flavor. Gives a good salty briny taste. An extra layer of that salty briny taste, without it all being shaker salt. So we're going to whisk these together. This is, again, our buttermilk, 2 eggs, pepper, salt, and oregano. You want to make sure this is really mixed very well. I recommend a very small whisk. Don't use a large one, or a fork. I always used a fork before I had all these little great gadgets in the kitchen. Fork worked just fine. And what I'm using for containers so that it's a good dredging station are just some leftover Chinese takeout containers that I keep just for this and for packing full lunches. They make for a good 3-section lunch container, and they're great for dredging. Alright, so this is all pretty well combined. And before we started our video, I peeled away the papers on our cheese sticks, because that can take forever. So you're going to unpeel all of those. And I've got some fresh flat leaf Italian parsley here. Just going to give that a real quick chop. And it's just a little bit. A few good sized leaves. And we're going to put that right into our egg wash and right into our breading. And there we have it. Alright, so as I'm peeling these, I can let you know that when you're doing takeout for an order of cheese sticks, take a gander at the price of a few cheese sticks in an order. This is just, wait till your grocery has a sale on string cheese and grab a bag or two. They keep quite some time in the fridge. Great for school lunches, picnics, watching TV, snacking, whatever. So I'm doing 10 today, and that's usually a good amount for 2 people as a snack. So this is how you're going to dredge. Okay, so you're going to want to start in your egg wash. Okay, you're going to take your cheese sticks, drop them in there. Got plenty of room. I'd say do like 4 at a time. Make sure they're well covered, and the buttermilk will help with that. It's a good thick substance to add with the egg, and it helps to keep that adhesion. Now at this point, you're going to want to turn your oil on. Make sure your oil's good and hot while you're dredging. Okay? So we've dredged them in the egg. We've mixed all of our breading ingredients real well. So we're going to shake this off, let it drip, drop it in, keep a dry hand in a tong or a dry hand in a wet hand so you can continue to work without having to constantly shake off. And then you're going to do it a second time. Let it drip off, drop it in, use your dry hand to fill them with a good heavy breading. Take your tongs, shake it off, set them down carefully not to lose your breading. And you're just going to keep doing the same. So when I come back, I'll have all of these drenched and ready, and our oil will be warm and ready for frying. And as I said, it's very important that you dredge an egg first, then your breading, then a second time of the same. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. All of our cheese sticks are breaded and dredged and ready to go. Be cautious. Depending on how long you've had your pan on, you don't want to be right over it when you drop these in. And you don't want to overcrowd your pan either, because it's going to lower the temperature of your oil. So I would say in this size fry pan, which is about a 9-inch fry pan, I would say do it to like 3 sticks at a time. They're going to brown really fast. The cheese is going to melt super fast, so you want to work fast. You want to make sure that your platter is ready with a few paper towels to catch the grease. You want to also make sure that you've put together a couple bowls of marinara sauce, okay, for dipping for later. So that's all ready for you, so your cheese sticks are nice and hot, okay? So here we go. We're going to put a couple in at a time and step back to make sure there's no splatter. Safety first. I use a slotted stainless steel ladle rather than tongs because you're going to dip in and that cheese is going to start to melt and drop into your pan, and that's not what you want. You want these to start getting a bit of a coating before you even touch them. And they're getting a little bit of a brown coating, so I can start rolling gently because you don't want to knock that off. This isn't meat, this is cheese, so you want to be careful not to knock the breading off while you're frying. As I said, you're going to notice a really nice bite and a really nice crunch to your mozzarella sticks with the cornstarch in there. And the cornflake crunch is amazing as well. Now you see your cheese stick is starting to bubble a little bit. That means you're melting inside. You don't want to go too much further because your cheese stick will disintegrate. So, as I said, you're not waiting for meat to cook. You're just waiting for these to heat all the way through and melt all the way through, and that's not going to take any time at all if your oil is good and hot. And there's our first two. Nice and golden. Put our next ones in. I see we have room and they moved along quite fast. So I think we're going to speed it up and try 4. And then we've only got the last 3 to go. As I said, don't rush this. Give it a little bit of time. Let them toss. I have my oven preheating so it stays warm, and so the cheese sticks will stay warm until you set your table, till you're ready to sit down with them. They'll stay warm, but they won't continue melting and cooking. And I would just take, I have a keep warm button on my oven, so you don't have to worry about the paper towels igniting. You can just put that whole platter right in the oven when you're done. You don't want to keep putting it in and out. You're going to lower the temperature super fast. So let your cheese sticks sit there and settle. Another nice little thing you might want to try is in your breading some very fine crumbled bacon would be great as well. And maybe a little cup of ranch for dipping as a variation. As I said, you can't go wrong using the string cheese. Because, like I said, they're all the same size. They're all going to cook it just as evenly as the others that are in the same pan. I'm going to continue frying, and when the platter is complete, I'll come back and I will show you the end result and warm up my marinara, and we'll have an appetizer all ready. Be back in just a few. Hi everybody, we're back, and we've got all our beautiful mozzarella sticks all plated here, and I'm going to show you just how beautiful and crunchy they are. I'll pull this baby apart. Can you see that? Beautiful. Okay, you can take, now everybody should have their own bowl, so there's no double dipping, but I'm going to here to tell you. Can you hear the crunch? They're delicious. Absolutely delicious. I strongly recommend you make these, whether it be game night, movie night, whatever. They're a great appetizer. Please write me for the full recipe and instructions. You saw how quick and easy this was. Honestly, they did not take me from start to finish more than 15 minutes. With your oil heated and all of your supplies out, it's just that fast. You just want to make sure you're ready to sit down and eat so they stay nice and crunchy, is all I would recommend. It's very important to me to hear from you, so email me, give me a thumbs up, like my videos. It's very important for me to still be seen and for my videos to do well. So I look forward to hearing your feedback, and don't forget, it is fall. It's comfort time. So I want to hear all of your suggestions for what you would like to see us make in the videos coming up. Thank you. Enjoy. Bye-bye. See you next time.